Okay, oh boy. Oh, hello and welcome to the Delmar Show. I just got a package in the mail. They just knocked and threw the box at me with the little bruise mark on my stomach. Apparently they cannot read Italian for some reason. But yeah, I'm excited to open this. I've been wanting this something saying for quite a long while, and actually since you're here, yes, go ahead and open it together. And I'm gonna open on the bottom because, well, I don't want people to see the location. I haven't really opened this up at all. This is gonna be my first time reaction. I ordered this literally as I got some of my tax returns. Like when they came in, I was like, ooh, maybe I should save up money. Well, I'll just open it up. And so what do we have in here? Oh boy, this looks so wonderful here. It is a figurine of Uni from Hyperdimension Neptuna. This is the version of the anime, which is actually ironically how I got into the series, and I've been wanting this figurine for a while. Actually, let me just open her up first, but I just got admire the box. The box itself, I actually really loved how they did the packaging. Okay, slide. You know, they packaged it really good when you have to try to find the tape all over the box. We have Uni here. This is actually, I'm really happy to have it. They did an incredible job. I think this figure came out like around the same time as the anime did, but the amount of details with this figurine is really amazing. I absolutely love it. I mean, I've been wanting to get figurines of Son of Neptuna characters because I love the show, because I can't shut up about it. But I wanted to get the Uni figurine first because Uni's like one of my favorite characters. I know a lot of people compare to her personality like Noir, you know, being a little Sundari, I can't pronounce it. Just look at the word. It's that word. She's that personality, but I think she's a lot more, you know, friendlier than Noir. I really loved her appearance and her small little storyline in the anime, and I think she's just a normal fun character. Plus, she has guns, so she could be a crazy gun maniac. Put her next to Bradford from my Thomas Meets JonTron video and just have an all-around gun craze. But I just think out of all the figurines that they released, Uni's just look really incredible. I absolutely love the detail with her. They also have Netgear as well in this type of series that kind of, you know, finishes the circle part, but I haven't really seen much of Netgear anywhere, not a whole lot, and a lot of times it's really expensive. In fact, to be fair, the reason why I waited till my tax returns came in was because around eBay and other sites, this little figurine cost like literally to $300 to $450, which is insane. Plus I didn't spend $400, I spent like $200 on this, which is the reason why I thought it was brand new, even though it said it was used. But it doesn't matter how much you spend on money, just as long as you appreciate something. And actually, to be fair, I have a lot of figurines I love that are so amazing. I mean, granted, yes, they're all only display purposes, and compared to my brother, I don't have a whole lot. I mean, have you seen his collection up there?
And here we have all of my Sony figures. Every last one of them featuring a game from Sony in some form, shape, or fashion, except for Deadpool here. He just showed about nowhere. But the point is, my large collection of Sony figures in their gloriously, including the Final Fantasy 15. Absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. And here we have the lovely icons themselves. The Masters and Masters in this PlayStation 2 lineup. The Raccoon, the Midget, and the Roted himself.
Yeah, he has a lot more collectibles than I do. But to be fair, I don't grab a whole lot of figurines because either they don't exactly capture the spirit of the character, or they just don't. Well, yeah, they just don't capture the spirit of the character. Because what's a figurine supposed to be? A little figurine statue-like thing that's supposed to represent the character that you love from a video game, anime, cartoon, whatever. In fact, actually, since I showcased Uni, which I just got, I think yes, devote this entire video to talking about some of the cool figurines that I own that I think are amazing. There's gonna be a lot of surprises. You might see a few figurines that are like, oh, that's pretty cool, I like to grab that kind of figurine. So yes, go ahead and showcase some stuff. First off, we got a stand. It's a lovely stand. It really is a lovely stand. But what does this stand go to? Well, it goes to Mario. This is the Super Mario Galaxy 1 supersized figurine. I think it's 9 inches, I believe, yes. And I actually found this at Blockbuster years ago. Remember when Blockbuster was a thing? And they had a Mario figurine here, and I really love Mario Galaxy. Well, more or less Mario Galaxy 2 I love, but we'll talk about that another day. But yeah, I just really like this figurine. I mean, there's a few Mario figurines that are kind of generic and not anything special, but this one here I just really love because it matches perfectly to the original cover of the first game for the Nintendo Wii, and it just looks really awesome. And now we got a giant mega figurine here. I actually got this literally about a month after I moved and have it displayed on my computer desk. But this is the I forgot the name of the company, but this is a 12-inch Donkey Kong, and it just looks amazing here. I mean, granted, you could probably tell there's a few marks. I got this used for about $30 because if I found it like with the original packaging and everything, people were charging like $90. I saw one that was $130. I have no idea why, because I mean, it looks cool, don't get me wrong, but I don't know why they were charging so much, unless it's one of those figurines that holy crap, this thing takes over my whole, you can't see my whole body anywhere. It is a really good figurine, I have to say, but I guess it just was only limited release, or it was just out of production and people are now interested in finding this figurine. But I don't mind getting it used, because even if it has a few little scratches here there, it just looks really cool and just captures, I think it captures beautifully of Donkey Kong's personality, and plus a little bow tie right here. Next up is the 6-inch Epic Mickey figurine that was part of the collector's edition, limited edition collector's edition of Epic Mickey for the Nintendo Wii. Now, I absolutely loved Epic Mickey, and believe it or not, even though we live in a society where there's so much collector's editions, limited editions, stuff like that, my very first collector's edition was of Epic Mickey. It came with a few things, such as a DVD that had some behind the scenes footage, a few Mickey Mouse cartoons. They also had some stickers for your Wii Remote and console, but they also had the 6-inch figurine, which is literally a brilliant mold of the how he looks in the game. I'm so happy they didn't go with his original paint-fitted Mickey, which if you use more paint-fitted Mickey just looks like a very scarily grumpy man for some reason. But I just really love this figurine here. Here's two figurines of Kirito and Asuna from Sword Art Online. I know there's some people who I know it's kind of mixed, like there's people who really love the show and some who just don't like it at all. I personally like it, even though there are a few things I don't like, especially the fairy arc. I think we can all agree that arc is just awful, but I wanted to get at least a figurine of Kirito and Asuna, and luckily, one of the things that kind of nitpicks me a bit is that there are some companies that will start a series that, you know, has a few characters, but they don't have like main characters, so you get like one and then the missing like two others. But luckily, this is part of the Fighting Climax figurine series. They have a bunch of figurines, and luckily they had Kirito and Asuna, and they both look fantastic. And I finally figured out the little weird dot stand designs, like just put that behind and it works perfectly. Like Kirito's in the front lines and Asuna is just doing something, but they look extremely well, and plus they weren't that expensive. I spent Asuna, I actually got her at MTAC last year, around $30, and then Kirito, I was worried I was gonna have trouble finding him, but luckily he was only $40, and they just look really awesome, I have to say. I know there's gonna be some people that are most likely gonna ask, do you have any pop figures? And I do. I don't collect pop figures a whole lot because, I don't know, there's nothing about the pop figures that I think is bad. I just don't really like how, especially like with the regular human characters, they just look too simplistic. But when it comes to like certain cartoon characters, or maybe a specific human character, I just think they did a perfect job with it, regardless if it's just looks the same kind of design a bit. I'll show you some of them. Like first we got the very first pop figure I owned. This is actually a birthday gift that someone that got me, is Black Knight Superman. I'm not even a fan of Superman, I'm not hardcore, but he just got that because he didn't know what I like. So that was like my first pop figure. Then we got Grunkle Stan from Gravity Falls. He's like the best character on the show. Then you got Hoggo from Labyrinth. Then you got Robin Hood here, which is like one of my all-time favorite Disney movies. They also have Prince John and Sahis, but unfortunately they're a tad bit expensive, so hopefully I'll get them in the future. Then we got Ren and Stimpy. Well, obviously I just love Ren and Stimpy. You probably saw them on the shelf a couple times. My favorite one, however, is the Black Knight from Mighty Python and the Holy Grail. I absolutely love that movie, and it actually comes with 2 chopped arms here with his sword and then other arm. It would have been funny if you could like take the legs off as well. It'll just be hilarious just to see the legs cut off and him hobbling around. It's like, I'll bite your leg off! Come back here! It's no secret that I'm a Mario Kart fanatic. I've talked about Mario Kart so much that I did a whole retrospective back when Mario Kart 8 was brand new coming out. I did like a top 20 Mario Kart tracks, reviewed Mario Kart 8 twice. My second favorite is Mario Kart 64. I know a lot of people are gonna say, oh, it's only because of nostalgia blindness, and granted, I will admit it is. I am one to replay it and maybe do a re-review of all the Mario Kart games. Hint, hint. But there's not really a whole lot of Mario Kart figurines or anything to really showcase. I mean, there is the blue shell statue that if you got pre-ordered with Mario Kart 8 in Europe, lucky, just lucky you. But luckily, they did release a series of Mario Kart figurines when Mario Kart 64 was brand new at the time. This is the Mario Kart 64 figurines, and they have Mario, Luigi, Bowser, Yoshi, Wario, and Donkey Kong. Granted, they don't have a Toad or a Peach, which kinda sucks. That way you can have all the races, because there's only 8 in Mario Kart 64, but I'm really happy of having these. In fact, I actually knew about these figurines for a long time because one of the YouTube channels that I used to watch a lot was Sonic Toast, and he did a bunch of short little videos with Mario and Sonic figurines, and I really loved how some of those figurines looked, and they just matched perfectly, like they were ripped straight from the game with the low polygon textures, but they just look really cool here. Actually, to be fair, I have to give credit to Sonic Toast because in his videos he showcased a lot of awesome looking figurines, a lot of interesting Sonic ones. Granted, I'm not the biggest fan of Sonic, but they just look really cool. There's also a few other figurines that he had in his videos, like some of the Donkey Kong Country ones, Banjo-Kazooie toys. I think there was also a Crash Bandicoot one. Unfortunately, I have not been able to find them because, well, being 20 plus year old figurines, they're gonna be hard to come by, and even if I had a chance to find like boxed a Banjo-Kazooie figurine, it will probably cost a fortune or something. So the chances of me getting like some of the Donkey Kong figurines and stuff released during the 90s will be kind of impossible, but I'm hoping because I would like to have them because they look really cool. Plus, I just love that style. I mean, the whole visual style of the N64. The Mario characters just look adorable, as some of my friends have said, especially Bowser. It just looks like a little chibi. Speaking of games that I talked quite a bit about, one of the games I also hinted a whole lot and even did a review of was Star Fox Zero. I know there's a lot of mixed reactions. I like the game, even though I wish it was more original, had a more original storyline instead of being like a whole another reboot of Star Fox and Star Fox 64. But I still love the game, and I will admit, thinking about the hype leading up to the game is a bit of a nostalgia blunder, I have to say. And the funny thing is, as the game was close to coming out, there was a special sculpture-like statue thing that was released to accommodate the release of Star Fox 64. Not 64 Zero. Crap, I'm getting the two mixed up. That's a bad thing. Nintendo powered up with a company known as Power A, and they made this lovely sculpture of Star Fox as he looks in Star Fox Zero. When I saw this figurine, I immediately wanted it because just look at the detail on it. It just looks so cool. The only thing that kind of worries me about handling this statue when I'm moving it around is the tail, because the tail it feels very soft and not as like heavy metal compared to the whole Star Fox body. But to be fair, this figurine just looks amazing, and there was a limited quantity of these. There was only 5,000 of these made. I got this at GameStop. I can't remember the price, but on the back here it says I have 2410 of 5,000 from Power A, and these just they just did an amazing job with this figure, and it holds extremely well on the little base there. I even got a certificate here that says, hey, you own one of the figurines of the figure sculpt made by Star A. Shaw. That's the name on the card here. And if somehow you're watching this, first off, why? And secondly, thank you, Star A. Shaw, for sculpting an amazing, accurate representation of Star Fox. He just looks unbelievable. Okay, before I showcase this next figurine, I'm just gonna say that I'm ashamed of myself. Not trying to bring myself down or anything, but I'm kind of ashamed because I don't really talk a whole lot about the Muppets here on my show, and I absolutely love the Muppets. I love all of Jim Henson's work. He's just an amazing, talented, creative person, and I just admire him. And speaking of Muppets, there's actually a very cool looking series of figurines that was made during the time when the Muppet Show hit its 25 years, and to celebrate the 25th year anniversary, I'm gonna butcher up this company, and I'm sorry, Palisades, they produced a series of Muppet Show figurines based on the characters. Like Series 1 had Kermit, Miss Piggy, Crazy Harry, Dr. Teeth, and Dr. Benson Honeydew, and they made a bunch of different Muppet characters, and they just look amazing. I have a few of them, like I have Crazy Harry, Dr. Teeth, Uncle Deadly. I have a few others, but they're kind of missing at the moment. But there was one particular figurine that I would like to get. Okay, I would love to have all of them, but a lot of them are expensive just because they've been out of production for a while. But there was a certain one that I've been wanting because it's just an amazing figure, and I think they did a fantastic job on it. And it was only available for a little bit, like, even though it's part of the Collectors Club, like, it was available in the Muppets Music and Magic event back in 2004. Then it became available online on the website. And that figurine is the Muppet lookalike of Jim Henson. And yes, they actually did had a Muppet lookalike of Jim on the Muppet Show, along with Frank Oz and Jerry Nelson, performing kind of like a country band trio. And this figurine, I think, is perfect. I mean, they did an amazing job. The trouble with some of the figurines when they were trying making it was because a lot of the Muppets, you only saw like the top half, you couldn't see like the waist. But luckily they worked it with the Henson family and many others to try to recreate like clothing that Jim Henson would usually wear and put with the Jim Henson Muppet lookalike. I will admit, I'm not a whole lot about a person that likes to keep things boxed up. I know I have like a few boxed N64 games and stuff, but I mean like figurines boxed. I don't usually do that time to time. I know I did it with like the Golden Mario amiibo and then that defect Pikachu years ago. But I opened them because, well, I wanted to see the whole figurine. But I mean, the packaging itself, I mean, just look at the packaging. It's incredible. I think, even though I would love to display the whole figurine, I mean, just having it in the box, it just looks so beautiful. And I just think this is like one of the best figurines that Palisades made. And don't get me wrong, all of the Muppet characters that they have made look fantastic, look exactly like how they do on the show. But the Jim Henson one, I think, just to celebrate the tribute of the man who started this whole craze with all these beloved characters from not just the Muppet Show, but from Sesame Street, Fraggle Rock, all of the Jim Henson Creature Shop productions, and many others. I think this is just a very well done and heartwarming tribute to the man himself. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. This last figurine, I'm a little embarrassed to showcase. First off, it's nothing Dragon Ball Z related. I only grabbed the first saying that I could cover up, to hide a little bit. You ever saw an anime that you know nothing about, nothing about the characters, nothing about the story, but you see this one anime chick and you just go, hey, she looks pretty hot. I saw this figurine online on Amazon one day. It's like, oh, that looks so beautiful. I have to have this. And well, man, it's kind of cringeworthy to think about now because, well, stuff, but pretty much, let's just go and reveal her. This is the Cheryl Gnome figurine in her Black Rabbit costume. Now, granted, I know nothing about Macross Frontier or Cheryl Gnome. All I know is that she's a song performer, she sings songs and stuff. and in each concert she was like a different outfit, and this was like one in a movie for like 3 minutes or something, I'm not sure. And it is kind of embarrassing showcasing, but like, it just looks so cool and elegant that why not? I'm a guy, okay? Cut me some slack! And that's all the cool figurines that I have that I think are really awesome. I'm really glad that I have in my collection, and I think are perfect representations of the characters that I love. Even though one of them I only have just because, well, she's pretty, but that's about it. So that's all the time we have for today, folks. So if you would like to leave your thoughts and suggestions on what I should do on the Delmar show, just comment below. And hey, if you have some awesome figurines that you'll love to showcase as well, please share what cool figurines you have. Do a video response, or just link the video in the comment section of the figurines that you have that you think are cool and you're glad to have it, and I'll watch it and all that stuff. So yeah, I will admit this is a different video, but I just love collecting figurines, and hey, I might get a few more, but again, I can't top my brother. I just can't. But anyway, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next Delmar Show episode. Bye bye!